The Korean Ambassador to Fiji, His Excellency Mr. Park Yong-kyu, representatives from the Korean Embassy, the head of school, Mr. Nizam Ali, School Management Committee, the trustees of Lomawai Secondary School, parents who are present here, thank you very much for being in this school, senior officials from the Ministry of Education, teachers, students, ladies and gentlemen. Bula Vinaka, Namaste, Salamu Alaikum, and a very good afternoon to each one of you. First of all, I want to thank the Ambassador Park for joining me at this handing over ceremony. We normally communicate through Viber messages, and it so happened that he was available and I was available, and that's why we are here in this school. So the timing was right. We have heard a lot from the head of school. He did speak about the performance of the school, and let me first of all congratulate the hardworking teachers. You have done it so well. And of course, without the students, teachers can't do anything. So, you are also congratulated for your hard work. And again, it's the parents too, because parents' guidance is equally needed. So in other words, if the school did very well, it's because of the teachers, students, and parents. So congratulations, and please put your hands together. And the head of school was correct by saying that Lomawai Secondary School was ranked first against all schools in Nandronga Navosa district, and fifth place against all schools nationwide. Right? So fifth place, it's very good. I wish to acknowledge our donors who have stood by us so that no child is deprived of the education they deserve. I convey my heartful appreciation to the government of the Republic of Korea for the generous donation towards our school children. Fiji shares a strong bilateral relationship with Korea and has been strengthened over the years through many forms of interaction and engagements. You've heard from the ambassador, 50 years of togetherness. Our bilateral relationship stood for 50 years. The government of the Republic of Korea has donated $200,000 US to assist 65 schools nationwide. And they have provided various items a school needs. A teacher can only teach when they have all the right resources. And it is extremely important when we talk about quality of education. Quality depends on a number of things. One is the teaching and learning resources, the other one is the infrastructure, the school ambience, and of course having the right curriculum. If you don't have the right curriculum, then obviously students will not be learning what is relevant for this day and age. When we talk about this day and age, there are three pressing issues that the global community is dealing with. One is the climate crisis, what we call climate change. The other one is health crisis, this is coronavirus. As much as we felt that we are out of the woods, but in fact we are not. If you look at the recent data coming out, you'll see that there has been a slight increase in coronavirus. Yeah? And of course, the third major issue which is facing the global society is the geopolitical issues. We have seen conflicts in Ukraine and Russia. We can see how the geopolitics is working within our region. So there are a lot of things happening around us. And in that situation, obviously, It's affecting the economy. It is affecting whatever we wanted to do for the nation. Now, can you imagine? And it's a fact that I want to share with you. In 2016, Fiji signed Paris Agreement. After 2016, Fiji has faced 13 cyclones. And we had all shapes and sizes, not shapes, but generally sizes, from category 5, category 4, category 3, and sometimes we had 3 cyclones in 1 year, and really odd time, just a couple of days or week before Christmas. But we had to deal with it. That's nature's call. We can't do anything. But can you imagine if we didn't have the cyclone? If the cyclones did not damage the schools, if the cyclones did not cause landslide that washed away our highways, if the cyclone did not destroy our bridges, if the cyclone did not destroy our homes, can you imagine how Fiji would have been? So whenever we have cyclones, 50% of our GDP is wiped out. We have to rearrange our finances so that we can fix the bridge, because if we don't fix the bridge, people can't come across from one place to another. If we don't fix the highway, there will be no transportation of goods and services or people. And similarly, if we don't fix the school, you'll have nowhere to sit and study. So then, whenever our national budget is dished out, we have good plans to do whatever we intend to do, but as soon as the cyclone comes, then we have to move our finances for essential work. And that causes a major setback in the development of the nation. And in that situation, we have our development partners, number of development partners who are true friends of Fiji. They're like family members. Whenever a family is in distress, they come on board. And they have done it so many times. So ladies and gentlemen, it is always difficult when you have COVID-19 with climate crisis. It's a double blow. But despite all this, the point that I want to make is that we did not reduce the free education grant. We did not say to the school management committee and to the trustees that I'm terribly sorry, we had cyclone, we had COVID-19, now we're going to slash the free education grant by 50%. We didn't do that. Even last year when the schools were closed, we can always say, well, the school was closed, we can reduce the money, but we didn't do that. And we will never do that. Reason being, this government places a lot of importance to education. And you have heard what the ambassador said. Education is the foundation. If we want peace, we want tolerance, we want to improve our quality of life, it is through education. So education is so critical for the development of the nation. But we have seen that education cannot be just one way. When I say education cannot be one way, I mean it should not be always academic, as if all our children one day will graduate as teachers, doctors, lawyers, what we call white-collar jobs. To live in a society, we need all types of professionals. We need beauticians, we need seamstresses, we need chefs, we need carpenters, we need farmers. So the education should be holistic, and we should be able to provide all various types of subjects so that our children can make a decision. And since the parents are present here, and also the teachers, I want to emphasize on one very important point, which somehow we have ignored over many, many years. And that is, we tend to ignore or respect what our children want to do in life. Why do we do this? We do this because of the community and the society we live in. And in our community, they will always come and ask you, my son is a doctor, what did your son become? My daughter came first, what did your daughter, what is her position in the class? And that is spoiling things up. Because I can tell you one thing, technical and vocational courses can make you millionaires. You can be the richest person in Fiji. But somehow we have never ever appreciated technical and vocational courses. This is the sad news. I know there are people, because of the status, because of consciousness, they have taken up studies at universities, they've come out with degrees, but how much are they earning? And now with the coronavirus and the border shut down, businesses shutting down, and now the businesses reopening, the borders reopening, there is acute shortage of skilled personnel. And skilled personnel are these people who have qualification in technical and vocational courses. So we should encourage our children to be who they want to be. We should guide them. And I've always said, teachers should also encourage children in the class. Please do not demoralize them. If they are playful in the class, please do not say what? You want to become a carpenter? You want to become a farmer? There's nothing wrong in becoming a carpenter or a farmer. Believe me, you can run a commercial farm and you can become one of the biggest suppliers to the supermarket chain. Can you imagine? So sky is the limit. And you need to move in that direction. And then if you do technical and vocational courses, one thing good, you become a job creator gradually, because you'll open up your own business. That's the difference. You will no longer be a job seeker. All right? And I also want to talk to the school management committee and the trustees, and I want to say thank you very much. And it is with great respect that I say this. I know that the schools cannot run on its own. You need some leadership, you need some guidance, and no one can guide better than the school management committee and the trustees. And we've heard it from the head of school, the collaboration between the trustees, the school management committee, the parents, the community, the students, and teachers. That is the perfect combination. And probably because of this combination, you got very good results. Because there's no extra baggage. There's no extra headache. Because when you have conflicts, your heart is not with you anymore. Right? That is teaching the students, because you are thinking of many other things which is not important. But still, it is putting pressure on you. So I appreciate the work that you have been doing, and as a ministry we are here to support you, and we will continue to support you. And for the students, I want to say one thing. You were born very lucky. You wouldn't believe me. During our days when we were going to school, our parents, in some family, they had to decide which child will go to school and which child will stay home, because the family had to pay school fees, bus fare, textbooks, everything. And can you imagine if a family had 7 children? 7 children, you have to pay 7 times term 1 school fees. 7 different sets of textbooks. Every day, they had to fork out money for the bus fare. So you are very lucky from that point of view. Because we, as I have mentioned earlier on, we are placing emphasis on education. And education has become $1 billion industry in Fiji. So when the government forks out $1 billion as an investor, we're looking for returns. If I'm putting my $1 billion, what am I getting out of it? And our request, or you can say our vision or expectation, is simple. We just want students who come out of the education system, number one, to become good citizens. They respect one another, they live in the community in harmony, they're tolerant, and secondly, they can improve the quality of life. They become self-sufficient and they can improve the family situation, whatever the situation may be. That's all we're asking. And when you do all these things, you actually will be contributing to the nation development. That's how it contributes to the growth of a country. So, with these words, ladies and gentlemen, I can talk on this subject. I'm very passionate about education, but I will end here. So I will end with showing my respect and appreciation to the hardworking teachers, to the school management committee, the head of school, and of course, I also thank the ambassador for his kind gesture towards the education of our children in Fiji. So with all these words, Vinaka Vakalevu, and thank you very much. All the best.
Hey,